Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And Jayson Stark of The Athletic today posted his 2023 spring training survey. So, as he mentions, he found an insightful panel of 29 executives, former executives, coaches, and scouts. And he asked them a variety of things, such as let's start with the most improved AL team. So he doesn't mention how many teams they could vote for, but he mentions that 28 of the 29 people included the Rangers as one of their most improved teams. Of course, pretty much got a whole new pitching staff. Jacob DeGrom, the headliner. Imagine if he stays healthy. Nathan Eovaldi, Andrew Heaney, and Jake Odorizzi. Fortunately, all four of those guys have had their injury problems in the past. So let's see if they can stay healthy. Of course, they added their middle infield of Semien and Seager last offseason. The Toronto Blue Jays made some moves. Chris Bassett, Kevin Kiermaier to patrol center field. Of course, he's been unhealthy a lot as well of late. Yankees added Carlos Rodon to co-headline their rotation with Garrett Cole. Angels made a lot of Tyler Anderson was a nice move for their starting rotation. The Mariners also got 8, and the Twins got 7. If we go to the most improved NL teams, the Philadelphia Phillies lead the way with 23. Yes, Bryce Harper may miss, I don't know, let's say half the season after undergoing Tommy John surgery, but Trey Turner, of course, was the headliner, and they added a lot of relief pitchers: Gregory Soto, Craig Kimbrell, Matt Strahm. The bullpen was definitely a weakness for the Phillies in the past. Not as much so currently. Then we got the San Diego Padres, who of course added Xander Bogaerts to already what is a loaded starting lineup, especially when Fernando Tatis Jr. comes back. The Mets spent a lot of money, Justin Verlander, but they re-upped on a lot of key pieces: Edwin Diaz, Brandon Nimmo. The Chicago Cubs added Dansby Swanson. Now let's go to the least improved teams. We got in the AL two teams who aren't expected to contend at all: the Detroit Tigers and the Oakland Athletics. I think the Athletics' most expensive player is relief pitcher Trevor May, who was making either $7 or $8 million. The White Sox did little other than add Andrew Benintendi. They did sign Mike Clevenger, but he could potentially be suspended. Boston Red Sox made a bunch of moves, but of course lost Xander Bogaerts, Nathan Eovaldi. So those are the top teams that are expected to be least improved. If we move on to the NL, what did the Colorado Rockies really do this offseason? Next to nothing. The Cincinnati Reds really aren't trying to be, a contender. The Dodgers still could definitely be a postseason team. A lot of people would predict them, but they lost a lot of key pieces. Justin Turner, Trey Turner. Yes, Cody Bellinger hasn't been good of late, but there's always a chance he can rebound. Tyler Anderson, just to name a few of the guys they lost this past offseason. Nationals really aren't trying. Pirates signed a bunch of veterans, but they aren't going to contend. If we move on, the best free agent signing. So they love Trey Turner to the Philadelphia Phillies. Yes, it's a long-term deal. I think 11 years, $300 million. But Trey Turner, one of the most exciting players in the game. Carlos Correa at a reduced price back to the Twins. Of course, we know first it was reported he'd go to the Giants. They didn't like what they saw from the physical. Then it was reported he would go to the Mets. They didn't like his physical, so he signed for much less to stay with the Minnesota Twins. Carlos Rodon, as I mentioned, joining the Yankees. Aaron Judge, yes, a long-term deal, but Yankees kind of had to make that deal. And mentioned Bogarts, and I forgot an E after the A in his name. But Jose Abreu to Houston Astros. That's a huge upgrade over Yuli Gurriel, who did not perform well last season. So we also see Bogarts on the worst free agent signings, but Masataka Yoshida got paid a boatload of money coming from Japan, and 105 million, including the posting fee. Not a guy who's expected to. They said he might DH in a few years. Doesn't have a lot of speed. DeGrom, 5 years, very risky with the injury history he's had, and he's already 34 years old. People love the Phillies off season, but they didn't necessarily like the signing of Taiwan Walker. So Walker signed for, I want to say, 5 years and $80 million. He's a capable third or fourth starter, so I don't see much of a problem. 4 years, 72 million. I'm sorry, 18 million a year. Kind of the going rate for third starters. Brandon Nimmo, he's had his injury history, and Andrew Benintendi. There you have it. The spring training survey, the best, most improved teams, least improved teams, best offseason signing, worst offseason signing, according to the guys polled in here. There are a few other questions that were asked, including most intriguing spring stories in the AL. Basically, Shohei Ohtani led the way. If we go to the NL, the Padres and Fernando Tatis coming back. They asked who's feeling the heat. So Chain Bloom and the Red Sox front office got 20 votes. Again, did not bring back Xander Bogaerts. AJ Preller and the Padres front office also got 9 votes. If they spend all that money and still can't surpass the Los Angeles Dodgers, owner may not be happy. But what do you guys think of this spring training survey? Who do you think are the most improved teams? What free agent signings did you like the most? Did you like the least? Which teams do you think are going to be a decent amount worse than they were last season? Let me know in the comments, but don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.